everyone, I'm Jen and I'm going to take you through your Pilates session this evening. So we're going to start off nice and easy for your first session. So if you're brand new to Pilates, what I would recommend that you do is stick with the least intense options. So I will go through levels of intensity for you and you can choose to work to whatever level that you want to. If you've got any back concerns or anything like that, which is why a lot of people do Pilates, then listen to your body. If it tells you it doesn't like you doing something, then just stop and rest and move on to the next exercise. So I hope you enjoy your session. So we're just going to start off with some mobility, just to get the joints mobile, get the muscles warmed up a little bit, and then we'll move into the main session where I will give you different levels of intensity. So you're just going to get yourself comfortable on your back. We're just going to take ourselves into what we call a neutral spine position. So we're just going to tilt the pelvis slightly and just take the lower back towards the floor, but make sure you've got a little gap there so that you can slide your hand between your lower back and your mat. We're placing the feet and knees hip width apart and we're placing our arms by our sides in a nice relaxed position. In terms of your breathing technique, I'd like you to take nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then I just want you to gently squeeze your abdominals in, just so you've got a little contraction that you can feel and you can maintain while you do your exercises. So that's just a little bit of an engagement of the abdominal muscles while we work. So we're going to start off with the lower body. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to slowly allow one leg to lower towards the floor, and then as we breathe out, we slide the foot along the floor. Then we rotate the leg in so the knee points up to the ceiling, and then we breathe out as we return. And we repeat on the same side. So we breathe in, we breathe out, we breathe in, and we breathe out. So again, we're just maintaining stability through the hips, engaging our abdominal muscles, and breathing nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm just going to do one more on that side, and then we're going to switch onto the other leg. So again, we breathe in as we allow the leg to relax to the side, breathe out, slide along, breathe in, rotate, so the knee points up to the ceiling, breathe out as you come back towards you. So this should just feel nice and gentle. We're getting mobility into the hips, the knees, warming up the legs. If you've enjoyed any of the other sessions today, then your body will definitely welcome this workout. Excellent, well done. Okay, so now what we're going to do is bring the knees and the feet together, relax our arms by our sides. We're taking a breath in, and then on the out breath, we lower the knees to one side. At the same time, your head gently lowers in the opposite direction. We inhale as we return, and then we exhale in the opposite direction. So we're just mobilising through the spine. It should just feel nice and gentle, it shouldn't feel forced. So just work with the range of movement that feels good. Keep that going. And I'm just going to do one more. And relax in the centre. So we're going to separate the knees and feet again. Arms relaxed by our sides. We're taking a breath in. And then as we breathe out, the arms float up to the ceiling. Turn your palms in. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, circle your arms away. Keep your shoulder blades down on the floor. inhaling as you return. So again, just take really nice deep breaths, work really slowly with good control, and just watch out for your lower back arching up. Make sure that it's not doing that and that you're just keeping your lower back nice and close to the floor. So just keep going with that for me. Just try and sort this music out. It's rebelling against me. Okay, we're just going to do a few circles in the opposite direction, and then that will be our mobility all done. Whenever we do these sessions, we remember that actually the slower we go, the more intense the exercise is. So you don't necessarily move to the same time as me. You go in your own flow, what feels good, remembering that the slower we go, the better. So just going to do one more circle there, and then we're moving on to the main session. Okay, so far so good. Hopefully you're feeling good. Okay, so we're going to move on now. We're just going to have a change of position. We're going to start off with an exercise called the side kick. So we're bringing ourselves down onto the floor into a straight line. So line yourself up with the edge of the mat. We're working our oblique muscles down the side. You may feel it in your legs as well. So what I'd like you to do, once you've got yourself in a straight line, keep your hips stacked on top of one another. We breathe in, and then on the out breath, you stretch and you lengthen from your fingertips to your toes. So as you create that lengthening, you also create a small lift of the legs. Level 1 is to just stay there, keep your feet together, and just breathe as you would normally. For level 2, from this position with those legs slightly elevated, you'll breathe in, and then on the out breath, you slowly move your top leg forward. Breathe in as you slowly return. Breathe out. And breathe in. So it's completely up to you. You can just stay with those feet together and just breathe normally. Or you can take that level 2. Making sure that your bottom leg isn't dropping down to the floor. So we keep that stretch maintained. There's lots to remember in this session, so don't worry if you're not remembering it all. And just remember as well to keep those abdominals gently squeezed in. Well done everyone, you're doing great. Hope you're still with me. You can stop any of these exercises anytime you need to. So if you're feeling that you're getting a bit fatigued, so I can certainly feel that into my oblique muscles there. Okay, so when you feel ready, just bring the legs down towards the floor, slide that top leg up towards you, feel a little release stretch. Well done everyone, you're doing good. Okay, so what we're going to do now, before we do that one on the other side, is we're going to come into the leg pull. Did I say I was going to be nice to you tonight? You might change your mind now. We're going to place our elbows under the shoulders. So this is going to be a timed exercise rather than a repetitive one. As I'm not sure where you're all up to ability-wise, what we're going to do is aim for up to a minute. So if you can't manage the minute, that's absolutely fine. Just work with what you can do and where your strength is today. So we're strengthening the abdominals, the back. You might feel it in your quads and your glutes as well, and your upper body as well, your arms and shoulders. So we're placing our elbows under our shoulders. We're taking a breath in, and then as we breathe out, we peel the hips and the thighs off the floor and up onto the tips of the knees. Or you've got the option to lift your knees off the floor. So we're going to do this together for a minute. Okay, so once we're in this position, we're just breathing as we would normally. So just breathe with natural breath. Don't worry about in through nose, out through mouth. Okay, so elbows on the shoulders, big breath in, and then as you breathe out, away we go into that leg pull position. So just make sure your pelvis is tucked under, make sure your back isn't doing that and having a little well at the bottom. So pelvis tucked under, back nice and flat, and then you've got your option to lift to your toes. So just breathe, take normal natural breaths, and remember you can come out of this position anytime that you need to. There's no pressure to do the full minute, so if it's an exercise you're not used to doing, 1 minute will be unrealistic. It looks easier than it is. A bit of shaking is normal, so don't worry about that. Okay, so we've got 15 seconds left. Pretty quick. Last 5. Well done, hang in there, we're nearly there. A couple of seconds left. And relax. Well done. Okay, so you can turn on to the other side if you want to, or you can bring your legs up. If you need to be able to see me, if you're not that experienced, you might just want to come up and take your legs to the other side of the room. Okay, so we're going to do what we did earlier. We're taking a breath in, and then on the out breath, stretching from fingertips to toes, creating that length in the body, that small lift of the legs. Option 1, just stay there, just breathe. Next option, take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, top leg moves forward. Breathe in as you return. Well done, everyone. It's good to be back, even though you're not in the room same room as me. I can't wait for that day to come. And you've got 3 more, we'll do 3 more. And one last one. Nicely done, well done. Okay, so we're going to work on some isolation now of the lower back. So for any of you that do struggle with your back, this is a really, really brilliant exercise to do. I encourage you to practice this at home in between sessions. We're bringing our elbows in line with our shoulders. We're tucking the chin in. We take a breath in. And then as we breathe out, we lift the head and the shoulders, top of the chest. And then we inhale as we slowly release. We keep the lower half of the body really relaxed. So try not to squeeze your bum and lift your feet. We want to fully activate the muscles either side of the spine. Okay, so if you do want a progression, then you can let the arms float up. Inhaling as you return. And then progression to level 3 is to extend your arms overhead. Try not to let your stomach rest into the floor. Keep squeezing them gently, your abdominals. And we're back onto that thoracic breathing, so we're breathing out as we come up. We're breathing in as we come down. Oh, I can really feel that today. Okay, we're going to do one more. Nice, well done. Sit yourself back. Oh, crack, crack of the elbows there. I don't know if you heard that. Okay, so I'm just going to turn myself around because my mat's in the correct position for going this way. So we're going to do the exercise called the swimming exercise now. So sticking with the water theme, from swan dive to swimming. We're placing our hands under our shoulders. We're placing our knees underneath our hips. Okay, so make sure that your knees are not in front of your hips or sticking behind them. Keep pulling the stomach muscles in. We take a breath in. Knees are hip width apart. As we breathe out, we slide our toes along the floor, and then we inhale as we return. The toes stay on the floor. We keep our body weight centered so the hips remain squared to the floor. For level 2, we breathe out, we slide away, and then we lift. Inhale, that leg stays straight, toes touch the floor, and then we slide the toes back towards us. Okay, and then the next level, we do arm and leg. So as the toes slide away, the opposite hand slides away, then we lift. Inhaling as we return. Good, well done. I always stress to people to say, to do the level that they can do with really nice technique. So if you're going for that top level and it's looking like this, then that just means you're not quite ready for that level. So it's always, you'll get far more effective results from doing a level really nicely with good control and going for the higher one and not doing it justice. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple more on this side. Then we'll have a little release stretch. So again, you're breathing thoracically again, so we breathe out as we take away, in as we return. And then we sit back over our heels, just have a little release stretch. Don't know about you, but I'm feeling better already. Feels lovely, that. Just what my body needed today. And my mind. So we're coming up back onto our hands, head and knees, separating those feet again. Just making sure we've got that good posture, we're not letting the bum stick out, so we're tucking the pelvis under, we're taking a breath in, and then on the out breath. So you're going for whichever level you did on the other side. If you've got one side significantly weaker or stronger, then that's absolutely fine to adapt the level. You don't necessarily have to do the same on both sides, but again, just focus on that technique, keeping stable through the rest of the body. So as your knee comes under the hip, make sure you're not transferring your weight. Big breath out and breathe in. Excellent, well done. We've got 2 more to go. And 1. Great job, well done. So just have a little release stretch again. Okay, so we're going to move on now. We're going to do some more isolation work. So we're going to isolate the stomach muscles. So I've got 3 different ones for you to choose from, the last one being the most challenging. So we're placing our hands around the backs of our legs. We're sitting up tall. We inhale, we tilt the pelvis, we curve through the spine. And then we breathe out, we slowly bring ourselves back up to sitting position. So again, we inhale, tilt, curve, roll down. So we need to get that lovely curvature into the spine. And then we breathe out and we come back up to sitting position. For the progression, we just bring our arms forward. We increase the range of movement and the amount of breath that we take. So we breathe in, tilt, curve, roll down. Breathe out, carry on going. When you've gone as far as you can, inhale. And then exhale as you come back up to sitting position. might shake again during this one. Don't worry about that, it's just your muscles letting you know we're having a good time. Alright, so level 3, we come down as we breathe in and breathe out. And then we breathe in, slowly come up and breathe out. So if you find that you're coming down and you're going for level 3 and it's kind of starting to look a little bit like this and then a little bit like that, then I would just reduce your range of movement, take it down a level. Just going to do a couple more of these. Or remember, like I said earlier, you can stop any time that you need to stop. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to have a lie down, just have a full body stretch. You probably felt it quite a bit in your hips there, they do assist with that movement. Okay, we're going to move on now to my favourite Pilates. I never miss this one out of my session. So we're going to bring our heels as close as we can to our backside. So basically this is your shoulder bridge, you've got abdominal and back strength, you've also got spine mobility during this exercise as well. So we're just relaxing our arms on our, by our sides, and we're just back in that neutral spine position, so a little space between your lower back and the floor. We take a breath in, we tilt the pelvis and we push the lower back into the floor. So we've kind of just done that in the last exercise with that tilt of the pelvis. And then as we breathe out, we're coming up onto our shoulder blades. Then we breathe in, we slowly lower ourselves down one vertebrae at a time and exhale back into neutral spine. So we breathe in and we breathe out. So we lift one vertebrae at a time, and then as we come back down, try and stick them back down to the floor. Try not to miss any out. There is a progression for you should you choose to take it. You inhale and you exhale into bridge position. You breathe in, you take the arms overhead. You breathe out, you bring your arms to the floor. And you breathe in. And you breathe out. And out. Breathe in, arms overhead. Breathe out. So keeping those hips up, squeezing into the glutes as well, so you'll feel it there as well as your abdominals and your back. So going to do 2 or 3 more. Like I say, this is my favourite Pilates move of them all. Well done everyone. When you finish the last one that you were going to do, just bring your knees in towards you. Feel really stretch. Time wise, what have we got time for? Oh, we've got time. Okay, so we're going to do an exercise now called the scissors. So I've got 4 variations of this one for you. So level 1 is to take a breath in, and then on the out breath we raise one knee. From there we take a breath in, and then on the out breath lower the heel towards the floor. Inhale as you return. So we keep the knee at the same angle, we just lower the heel down. Inhale as you return. You continue on the same leg until I ask you to swap, or until you feel the need to in yourself. Level 2, we raise our other leg, and it's the same movement as level 1, just be aware of your lower back if you're lifting both legs. Just make it to watch. So just be aware of pulling those stomach muscles in, maintaining that neutral spine. So you just alternate on level 2 from one leg to the other. Now for level 3, from here we breathe in, and then on the out breath we move our legs at the same time, going in opposite directions. And then level 4, we just lift head and shoulders and arms off the floor. So just try not to speed up, keep working nice and slowly. Tap into that breathe in, take as much air into your lungs as you can, and then breathe it out. Okay, well done. If you're on level 1, you can change onto the other leg. 2s, 3s and 4s, hang in there for as long as you can. Okay, so going to aim to do 5. Anyone else shaking? Good feeling, right? I've lost count. Maybe I'll go after this one if you can. Well done. Bring feet down to the floor and then take yourself into full body stretch. Good work, everyone. So we're going to finish off with one last exercise. We're going to do some hip rolls. We actually did these in the warm-up, and then I'm going to give you the option of a progression, should any of you want to take it. Just move over a little bit. Okay, so we have our feet on the floor. We're going to do the option that we did in the warm-up. So your knees and your feet are together. This is a really nice one to end on. You may find that now you're nice and warm, you can move a little further than you could before. And then the option of progression is to bring your knees up above your hips. Again, your knees and your feet are together. So we keep the knees and feet together all the way around. Keep your shoulder blades on the floor. So if your shoulder blades are lifting, just don't go quite as far round your legs. So this is a great mobility exercise for the spine, thoracic spine. Also, it's good for your oblique muscles again. Oh, I had a nice little crack there in the spine. Felt good, needed that. Okay, I was going to do one more to each side. So now what we're going to do, once the knees are back above the hips, just bring them in towards you for your release stretch, for that lovely release into your lower back. Okay, so from there, you can either roll yourself onto your side to bring yourself up to sitting position, or you can just bring yourselves up from being on your back. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that we catch up real soon in the flesh. Tomorrow, same time, but legs. Take care, everyone.